Getting some updates from Assam, where Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has said that the two-child policy is going to be implemented in the state. The state government schemes, population control norms will now be implemented in chosen schemes of the government in Assam, but won't be applicable in the central schemes. This is what is being said by the Assam Chief Minister as far as a policy of two-child and how it is going to influence other schemes. That exactly has been spelled out by Chief Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sarma. Niloy Bhattacharjee is joining us with more details. Niloy, break this information down for us. What are the exact parameters on which schemes will be implemented as far as the child policy norm is concerned?
Right, the child policy, the two-child policy is in place in Assam since 2019, but it was supposed to be implemented from the 1st of January 2021. However, the new government of Himanta Biswa Sarma's government has been very active on the two-child policy. Prior to this, Himanta Biswa Sarma has made it very clear that the minority Muslims, especially the immigrant minority Muslims, they need to implement a population policy which they need to follow, because the state cannot have more burden or the economic burden or risk the social fabric of the state. Now, today, addressing a press, the Chief Minister said that the two-child policy shall be implemented, but not in all government schemes. He said that gradually all the government schemes shall have this two-child policy norms. But as for now, the two-child policy norm cannot be applicable in general schemes like the Pradhan Mantri Awaas Yojana or midday meal or free education policy in the schools. In those schemes, definitely the two-child policy cannot be applicable. But yes, if the Chief Minister comes up with a Mantri Awaas Yojana for the middle-class family, then definitely those schemes would have this two-child policy. As for now, in Assam...
Niloy, I'll interrupt you there. Niloy, help us understand how the two-child policy will influence these schemes. For instance, as you're pointing out, if there is a state-run housing scheme, then there will be fallouts for families having more than two children. I understand. Now, help us understand, is there a cutoff period, or is it going to be implemented all of a sudden on just about any family? Have those parameters been spelled out, and what are they?
Definitely, see, there needs to be a cutoff period, because the opposition also targeted Himanta Biswa Sarma, saying that you are a family of 5 brothers. So how come like your father had five children and you are 5 siblings, and you dictate the terms on this two-child policy? Then he said that the Assam cannot go back to 70 years, and we cannot talk of what happened in 1970. So definitely it will be implemented from the date of the implementation and 1 year back. It's possibly like 2020 or so, or the new employment in the state, because the state is likely to be employing 1 lakh employment, generate 1 lakh employment per year. That is 5 lakh employment in 5 years. So definitely all these employments will have this two-child policy.
All right.
And now, like,
Niloy, just hold on to your thoughts there. Let's get a quick reaction from Himanta Biswa Sarma's party itself. Narendra Taneja is joining us on the phone line. Narendra Taneja, how do you react to the two-child policy being implemented in state-run schemes by Assam? This is what the Assam Chief Minister has now said, that we won't implement it in central schemes, but will implement it in state-run schemes. Do you think this is in consonance with the constitution of the country? These are welfare schemes, many of them. Can you bar any family that doesn't adhere to the population policy of a state?
Well, you see, this is an elected government, and of course, within they have to work. Everyone has to work within the constitution, and I'm sure before making any such view or expressing such view, he must have already taken into consideration the aspects that you are referring to. But as elected government, what they do as an elected government representing the people of Assam, for the people of Assam, I think that is their prerogative. But as far as, other issues are concerned, whether they can do it within the constitution or is not, I mean, those are the concerns. I think that the government of Assam would have to consult their own lawyers within that. I'm sure they must have done that. But, we are a union of states, and the states, they do their own cause, different decisions. decisions depending on the ground realities and respective states. But at the same time, let's not forget this issue has been discussed in the state of Assam several times before. So it's not the first time that the Chief Minister of Assam is talking about it.
No, but sir, he's saying that this will not be implemented in central schemes, but will be implemented in state-run schemes. Doesn't it show some sort of dichotomy? Doesn't it reflect that perhaps there are still some legal hurdles in the issue, and that is why the segregation is being made?
Well, you see, we are a union of states, allow me to repeat it, and the states are empowered to launch their own initiative in many areas. I'm not really an expert on that. I don't know whether this particular aspect that you are referring to, whether states are allowed to do that. I can't make any comment on that. But we are a union of states. On many issues, states are quite independent to take their view and form their own opinions and also launch their own initiatives, including in issues that you're referring to. But this particular issue, I'm not really the competent person to comment because this is not my area of expertise.
Fair enough that you've pointed that out as well. Narendra Taneja, many thanks for joining us with your views nonetheless. Let me go back to Niloy for more details. Niloy, is this becoming a big political issue in Assam now? Is there any chance that this will be legally challenged?
Look, what Himanta Biswa Sarma has said, that certain populist schemes, those are beneficial for all, and it is a right for all, like the right for a shelter, a right for education, right to education. In all these schemes, definitely two-child policy cannot be implemented. So he was very specific on these schemes. But certain schemes, like for housing for upper middle class or housing for middle class, which the state government offers, in those schemes, definitely state wants a two-child policy. Okay. So now this is the state prerogative as said by my earlier speaker. So definitely, yes, it is the state prerogative, and the state is very adamant and very specific on this. So Himanta Biswa Sarma, after taking assuming the chair of the chief minister, he had made it very specific that that the state needs to have a very strict and stringent adoption to the child policy.
All right, Niloy, we'll leave it at that. Many thanks, Niloy, for joining us with those details from Assam. Let's